Right, hello, I'm Jordan and I've got long COVID. And I want to talk to you today about the fact that I have gone and done the first round of testing for IncellDx's repurposed drugs hoo-ha shenanigans that's just opened up in the UK and they're doing all of that. So for people who don't know, um, basically ex-Stanford virology professor Bruce Patterson has um, done some work with COVID long haulers. Pretty much, he's created a data set of inflammatory cytokines and markers and whacked them through a machine learning algorithm and then basically created a regression based on that pattern with people with long hauler severity, and it kind of places you on an axis. It's one of those things where people say, "Ooh, AI," but it's statistical regression. Um, anyway, so I have just done the test to get all of those markers, and I've got my results. So, ooh, how did I go about getting this? So I kind of heard about this. Originally, they were going to do one near Bristol. They then got on some legal shenanigans, and that had to cancel. However, they then had a little pilot at a clinic in London on Wimpole Street, just round the corner from Baker Street, with a certain Doctor Joshua Berkowitz. That was him. He was a facilitating physician at IV Boost Clinic. Um, I won't lie. It was it was a bit of a trek to get there. I don't normally live in London, but hey ho. I went there. Everybody was very pleasant, and they took my blood, spun it down, and I got some results. So I'm going to talk you through them now. So, if we look at the long hauler panel, we've got all of them up on screen right now. We have normal IL-2. We've kind of got a smattering of normals and highs. There's slightly more highs than normal, but basically it's really relaxing to see that something's wrong. So, what can we see with this? We can see that my IL-4 is high. I don't know what IL-4 does. IL-8 is high. Slightly high though. But most interestingly, I think the long hauler index is low. I think maybe I've got an atypical presentation of long COVID. Maybe the data set that they did their machine learning algorithm on is slightly too small. I do know that the long hauler index is based on a ratio of low CCL4 to I think IL-8 ratio. So unfortunately, mine is just relatively low for whatever reason. I think the most validating thing is for me to look at this is I have very high SCD40 ligand, which is I think implemented in vascular inflammation and clotting. Which is odd, because I did go and do helpophoresis, and that didn't help me too much, to be completely honest. Yes, I only had 2 sessions because I then got norovirus, but in the filter there really wasn't much that was there, so maybe it's potentially the case that I'm clotting, but also my body is constantly clearing it. I do know that, yes, I'm tired, but my fatigue is way more inflammatory than it is muscle weakness, and I certainly feel that I still have all of my strength throughout long COVID. Maybe I think that might be a bit atypical of some people, but that could be a working explanation for it. Anyway, yes, as we keep looking forward through here, we have also got very high CCL4 arounces. It's also spring, and there's pollen in the air, which is not good for this. High CCL5 arounces. That is something they bang on about. Sorry, the old brain isn't working too well today, but CCL5 arounces there, higher than normal. I'll see if I can find a little description of it and put it down at the bottom. And then finally, what is very elevated here, and it seems to be damn near 7 times the expected result, is VGHF. VEGF, that's the one, VEGF. That vascular endothelial growth factor. I do know what that one's about. I've got a girlfriend who does medicine, so I absorb a few terms sometimes. VEGF, when that's elevated, pretty much means that your vasculature is growing. Uh, there is it is a signal to say veins, arteries, more, blood vessels, more. Um, and the reason this could be is because if some of them are damaged, they need to be repaired. If some parts of my body are not getting enough oxygen, now this could just be very small amounts of not much oxygen. Like I said, I've still got all my muscular strength, but I am very, very prone to getting cold and very, very prone to goosebumps. But all of these go away if I take non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. So it's all very odd. Anyway, sorry, I don't really know what I'm going about with this. I just thought I'd share it. The brain's not working too well today, so sorry for the rambling. To go further, I need to get a cooperating physician in the UK. This needs to be part of the IncellDx network of doctors who are in the UK. So far I'm aware of two. There's a Dr. Macmillan in Doncaster, and there is Dr. Berkowitz in London. Thing is, what I would be tempted to go with Dr. Berkowitz, but the agreement that I'll try and have you sign is that you also need intravenous nutrient therapy, which is an extra 2,000 or 3,000 quid. And I don't want to do that. Like, I want Dr. Berkowitz is a maverick doctor who'll prescribe me these drugs, no problem. But an extra 2,000 or 3,000 quid, God, I can't do that. So I don't know. I need to find what I can do. I'm gonna wait because I'm in Bristol right now, and I know they're doing another blood draw in Bristol in a week's time. I might just sneak along to that and speak to a doctor, if a doctor's there, and see if they're participating. But otherwise, yeah, that's a long hauler panel, and it's just quite validating to show that something is completely messed up with my body. Alright, tatty bite.